Okay, everybody, so this is how you install a driver ID setup with typically any type of GPS product that's out there or telematics product. You have a couple components. Of course, you're going to have your buzzer, just a little tiny buzzer that has a 3-pin plug at the end of it. And I know it's a little bit hard to see. You're also going to have your button. And this button is what's going to go into a 3/8 or 10 millimeter hole that you're going to have to drill into the dash of the vehicle at a strategic point. Typically, we like to put that hole on the right side of the steering column. So here's your button. At the end of it, there is a little 2-pin Molex connector. It only plugs in one way. There are 2 washers that come with this kit. So what we do is we take the plastic and metal washer off for the install. These will be removed. This is our make-believe dash panel. We've drilled a 3/8 hole into this. So what we're going to do is thread this through the hole, put the plug through the hole, pull it all the way through. Now you're left with the end of this. What they've done is there's a couple notches in here so you kind of don't get the wires screwed up with it or shaped or cut. You push the button into the hole. On the back, you can see there's our wires coming out. What we're going to do is take the plastic washer, and then we take the metal washer. Metal washer is directional. You can see that there's a raised part of it, and the raised part will be going outside, and you'll see why in a minute. So we take that and place that onto there. So now we're back here. This is on the back of our dash panel. This is what the driver would be looking at. This piece right here. So we take our plastic washer. Plastic washer goes and get it sit right. There we go. Plastic washer goes on first. Then this metal washer presses on. Just press it on evenly. Press it on evenly from around all sides. Then you use your fingers and just press it down into place, and that locks the button into place. Now, this button will rotate a little bit from left to right. If you use a 3/8 drill bit or like a Harbor Freight step bit, you shouldn't have any problems. You may have a little bit of play in here, but again, this metal washer keeps this thing in place, and it works really good. If somebody wants to remove it, yeah, they can use some brute force and pull this thing out, pry it out, whatever, but they're pretty good about staying in place. Next part of this is we have to connect this to something. So this is a harness for a typical Xirgo box, Xirgo GPS box. There's your standard harness plugged in. We'll remove that. And for demonstration purposes, we're just plugging this in to show you that this all fits the same way. This is a Xirgo harness. You'll see 2 purple wires on the end of it. That's typically for PTO. We want to plug our 2-pin connector from our button that we just drilled the hole for into the other and only 2-pin connector. On top, there is a ridge. Make sure that you plug this in properly. It will snap into place. You'll hear that little click. You can see it from the side. And that's in there pretty good. They don't come out. They're actually constructed fairly well. And last but not least, we're going to take our buzzer and plug our buzzer into the only other 3-pin male plug in the harness. And there is a ridge on top that this clip will go into or on top of. And you'll hear it click. Okay, no click. No big deal. Just make sure you have the orientation proper on this. Don't worry about the side tabs or anything. That's just part of the assembly. There we go. It's clicked into place. It's seated. Sometimes these are a little bit difficult to plug into. just kind of, pull it out and unplug it and try plugging it back in, a little bit of different direction on it, and that'll work out fine. When this is all done, your driver ID setup is now installed. All you have to do is take the excess and kind of put all this together so there's nothing hanging around or nothing dangling. Bundle your harness up. Throw a zip tie around this, if you will. Find a good strategic location. Make sure none of these wires are hanging. And take a zip tie this together, and place the box inside the vehicle with the label facing up. That's pretty much it to doing driver ID. So just quick review. 3/8 hole into a dash panel. Thread the button cable through. Once that's through, push the button through. Plastic washer, metal washer on the back. That part of the install is complete. Plug in your buzzer. Plug your 2-pin into the harness. Bundle this stuff up nice and neat so you don't have any exposed wiring hanging. Throw a zip tie around it. Mount the box securely in the dashboard. Zip tie it down. Double stick tape, whatever type of adhesive you're using. Make sure this box doesn't move. And there you have it. That's all there is to it for the driver ID portion of a Verizon GPS install. Enjoy.